Why do people settle for second best or a knockoff version of a loving relationship? I'm Mark Paul, your dating and relationship coach. Thanks for watching my channel where you get faith-based dating advice and relationship advice that grows your confidence and prepares you for marriage. If you haven't already subscribed, then hit that subscribe button below and the bell, and you'll be notified every week when a new video comes out. We all desire to be loved. It's one of our major needs in life, to be loved by someone and to experience that deep, loving connection called intimacy. Yet one of our greatest fears is that we'll never be good enough for another person. So what happens? Many people settle for a knockoff version of love or second best, and then they justify the inadequacies of the relationship with their excuses. He has commitment issues, but I know he'll work through it. She flirts with other guys, but I know she'll eventually understand my attention is all she needs. He's demeaning, but overall he's a really nice guy. I just need to do better. She's critical of the way that I am in social settings, but I know she'll grow accustomed to it. He tells jokes at my expense, but he doesn't mean to really do any harm. I'm just overly sensitive. She's very controlling, but I don't let it get me down. I often wonder why people put up with being treated in such ways that are hurtful and destructive to them and to their relationship. There's actually a very simple answer. People are hungry for love and connection. And when they find someone who's slightly attractive and treats them just okay, it fills something up in their life. People will put up with a lot. And we are all experts at justifying anything that we want, even if it's not what's best for us. After all, isn't it better to be in a relationship that meets some of our needs than not in a relationship at all? Fear plays into these kind of relationships. If I don't act now, or commit now, or put up with this person's criticism, I may never find someone else, or someone who treats me better than they do. The risk is too high. What if I never meet someone else? What if nobody else asks me out? What if this is the last one? What if? I'm sure eventually that person will change. Two major tips I want you to consider if you're hoping your relationship or that other person will change and that things will get better. Tip number one, you've heard the definition of insanity. Repeating the same thing over and over again and hoping you'll get different results. Relationships or love can be confusing. And when the other person treats you in a destructive manner, it's easy to get caught up in the dating insanity trap of trying harder and being a better boyfriend or a better girlfriend in hopes that the other person will change, and repeating the same process over and over again, hoping that they will change. Even the stories we tell ourselves of why we stay in these relationships become better with time. If you're in this snare, it's time to evaluate your situation. Tip number two, the past is an indication of the future. How did their last relationship end? How are they with other people? Are some of those patterns of behavior playing out in your relationship right now? Chances are your relationship is a continuation of an ongoing pattern of behavior. If you're not careful, you'll find that your patience and your hope will eventually grow exhausted. Here are some action steps that you can take when you're not treated in the way you desire to be. Step one, determine how you want to be treated. Be crystal clear and be honest with yourself as to why you're even putting up with behavior that is destructive to you and your relationship. Step number two, have a conversation with the other person and make them aware of your desire. Be clear on when it happens, what you feel like when it happens, and give them an example. This is not the time to be vague. Healthy relationships can handle the truth, or even better, healthy relationships can handle conflict. Step three, observe their response. This is key. If they're going to change, then the person needs to own their behavior and make the change. If the person you're dating downplays what you're saying or ignores your feelings or makes a joke out of it and just is light over it, then ask yourself, is this really the kind of person you want to date, let alone marry? Step 4, Let them know if they continue in this pattern of behavior that you have limits and you will have to limit your time together and perhaps move on. Step 5, hold your boundaries. If you state a boundary and break it once, the other person knows you'll break it again. And now you've created a new unhealthy pattern in your relationship. Step 6, give it time, but determine a deadline. You don't want a knockoff version of love. There are many married people who thought the other person would change. They are miserable. It's better to be single and to have healthy friendships than to be dating someone who will probably never change, let alone marrying that person with the hopes that they will change. It can be a miserable life. That's it for now. Leave a comment below. Share some topics you'd like to address. Share your thoughts on this video. Email me about the Ultimate Relationship Master Course if you want to dive deeper into some of these topics. But for now, until next time, live victoriously.